Well, terrorist Hafiz Saeed has now lashed out at Pakistan's Foreign Minister Khwaja Asif for calling Saeed a darling of the White House. The Lashkar-e-Taiba chief has now sued Khwaja Asif with a $1.5 million defamation notice. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Khwaja Asif was speaking at the Asia Society Forum in New York when he accused the United States for supporting terrorists a few decades ago, and then referred to Hafiz Saeed as a darling of the White House. He also called Saeed, the Haqqanis and the Lashkar-e-Taiba as liabilities for Pakistan and said the country doesn't have the resources to get rid of these terrorists. In return, Saeed's counsel sent the notice to Asif clarifying that Saeed had never been near the White House and termed Asif's comments as abusive. Hafiz Saeed is a terrorist wanted by India and the United States for his alleged role in the mastermind of the 2008 terror attacks where 166 people were killed. Let's go to our Pakistan Bureau Chief joining us now on this story. We have Taha Siddiqui joining us now live. Taha, certainly a situation that is perhaps surprising. How is this being reported there in the Pakistan media when it comes to Saeed versus Asif?
Well, Arshit, this news has gotten a lot of traction here in the local media also because it has been ongoing now. I mean, Hafiz Saeed's involvement comes much later, but it has been ongoing since a couple of months. Since Khwaja Asif became the foreign minister, he has been quite vocal and speaking about militant groups. And this time around, he was in the US when he made those comments, over which Hafiz Saeed is now has served him a legal notice of defamation. As of yet, we haven't had any response from Khwaja Asif or from the foreign ministry, but we do know that Jamaat-ud-Dawa's chief, who's under house arrest, and is right now fighting a battle for that also in the courts, has sent a legal notice of defamation over the comments where he has said that, he never went to the United States, he had no relations, Hafiz Saeed had no relations or connections with the United States, referring to Khwaja Asif's statement with regards to what happened in the 80s when the Americans were aligned with, jihadis in Pakistan and Afghanistan area.
And Taha, as we sort of wrap this up, what's next moving forward when it comes to this situation with this lawsuit moving forward? I mean, any kind of indication that there's going to be a response, or what's next at this point?
Well, to a large extent, Arshit, we've seen such defamation cases in the past also where, one particular personality has sued somebody else. For example, currently the Punjab Chief Minister has sued Imran Khan over defamation also, and then Imran Khan has not responded. The courts have gotten involved, and it's a drag there. Most of this is not to sort of get a sort of a legal result from it through the courts, but rather to get more publicity and gain some sort of traction in the news. And that's what Hafiz Saeed has been doing, knowing the very fact that, they've just formed a political party recently, which is yet to be registered and is facing hurdles from being registered. So, Hafiz Saeed is trying, and then he's under house arrest. So Jamaat-ud-Dawa is in a way in a bit of a turmoil, when it comes to civilian powers in the country are sort of, closing in on them. So in that sense, and, then these statements come, so they are trying to sort of, regain some of that public space and that, media attention they've lost through doing these kind of, if I may call them, public stunts. Whether or not it will have any consequence or any result, we haven't seen that in the past. The courts really do not intervene in such cases, and usually they drag on.
All right, Taha Siddiqui getting us the very latest on this story from Islamabad. Taha, thank you for those updates.